Hey guys, I'm back again. And yes, with another crime story. This one is actually a husband that murdered his wife. So it was a domestic charge. And this is across the pond. So this is from the UK is where this happened. The husband is Mitchell Coy. I want to say that's how you pronounce his last name. His wife was Lindsay. She was a young, very young girl. And I say girl because she was 17 years old when she was first pregnant. So, yeah, she started off pretty early. I think during those years, that's the time to live your life, go off to school, meet people, friends. I think it's a bit much when you want to settle down and have a family, but to each his own. She was a beautiful girl, and she was in a long-term relationship, but it didn't work out. So she was by herself. And she had friends. She had loving friends. She had family, her father, her brother. So she had people that helped her. But a lot of times, women, they don't want to be alone taking care of a child by themselves. She was pretty popular girl. And she was a pretty girl. So what happened after, once she left the first relationship, she was pregnant yet again. So she was starting to feel that, was she going to be alone? Would she find someone? And that's probably was her mistake. She should have just had the two kids on her own and just try to make it without looking for someone else. Well, she found someone else, and it was Mitchell. She was 5 months pregnant when she met him, and he was 20 years old. So she probably felt like she was over the moon. Here it is, a young pregnant girl. She already has a child. And this guy, he comes along and he accepts her. So that was something that she probably felt she owed him because of what he did for her. Well, it turned out that Mitchell was very violent and he had a short fuse. So that love affair was short-lived. And the reason why is because when they got married, on their wedding night, they were arguing. And it seemed with Mitchell, anything would set him off. So that was a sign that he had a temper, and that's not a good thing. Later on, he would come to beat her, put her down, and he made her life a living hell. He terrorized her. they say that his mood swings were always up and down. So we don't know if it was a cause of maybe some sort of illicit drugs that he was doing. Maybe that's why his temper was up and down. Maybe that's why he would just fly into rages. But for some reason, every time she left, she would always go back. Her problem was she felt alone, but she wasn't. She had family. And you have to have your family there and just cling on to your family, not a man. Not a man. Because as we see, it didn't work. And December 16th of 1998, Lindsay up and vanished. She disappeared. She was 21 years old. She disappeared from Southport, England. Mitchell claimed that she left him. He would do these interviews, and he had this stupid smirk on his face. He has such a punchable face. You just want to just punch his face. You know what I mean? Because this guy was smirk through the entire interview. Mind you, your wife is missing. And the family, the police, they had searches for months going on. For months. Well, earlier on in December, before she went missing, she wanted a divorce. And she tried to do it secretively, but he found out. And that made him fly into yet another rage. And what did he do? He strangled her. He strangled her. He said that he was so angry. This is from a couple years of him constantly lying and lying to the police. He was such a bastard. He would lie and smile and grin and just was stupid. So the police did arrest him. And for some reason, I guess maybe it was his guilty conscience. Who knows? But he confessed. Believe it or not, he actually confessed. And they showed, they went to where he showed them where the body was. And it was at a Southport. It was at like an amusement park or something like that. It was in the back of the woods. So I guess he felt it was far. There were like really high bushes. And that's where he dumped her body. He cut her up. Yes, he cut her up. And that's where her torso was, half of her body. So, since he did admit to strangling her and cutting her up and cutting off her head, I'm sorry, I know it sounds gruesome, but, you know, this is a crime story. And, yeah, he was sentenced to jail. So, like the story goes, get away. Get away from these men that are so violent. If you know that they're hitting you, it's not going to stop. You have to get away from these men, guys. You have to do it. So what do you think she should have done? Do you think she should have stayed away and not go back and go back and go back? You think she should have moved out of that town? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the video. Talk to you later.